'cause there will be a time. Oh, oh.
Hey guys, and welcome on in to another episode, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, NHL Trends and Betting Picks. I'm Terry, ready to break down the Saturday slate. 15 games in the NHL for Saturday, so we have a whole bunch of games to go over. But before that, we have quite a few games to recap. So I will briefly recap yesterday's slate. Starting with this game here, Washington Capitals, Toronto Maple Leafs. Game just finished under 6.5. Nylander did not score, and McMichael did not get a point. So an 0-3 game there. Unfortunately, it looked like the over had a chance there at the end, but when a team's up 5-1, the other team kind of gives up. So there was no goalie pull or anything like that, so we didn't get there. Juraj Slafkovsky continues his point streak. A nice winner there. Morgan Frost apparently had a point, but it got taken. The goal got taken away, so he did not get a point. New York Islanders and Florida Panthers. Sam Reinhart did not score, so a slow start in the first 3 games. I passed here between Chicago and Ottawa. Did lean the over. Did lean Chicago. Ottawa wins 2-0. So. Now we're getting to the point of the season where I'm not going to be afraid to pass games. I do love to try to give out something in each game, but we're getting to the point of the season now where there are just games where we're going to have to pass. And that's just how it is, unfortunately. Columbus Blue Jackets, Pittsburgh Penguins, same game parlay cashes. Brian Rust gets a point. Sidney Crosby continues to get an assist. So a plus 145 winner there. Detroit Red Wings, Carolina. I stayed off this game, and I did say on the show, I'm not betting Seth Jarvis because he had not scored 2 games in a row, and I said he's going to score in this game. And guess what happened? Seth Jarvis scored. So I hope other people bet it. I hope other people bet him yesterday. Just because I don't bet it doesn't mean you guys can't, obviously. And he got back on the goal scoring streak. Shea Theodore did not get an assist. A couple unassisted goals, which always sucks when you need an assist. And there's no assist in the game or in a few of the goals. But Vegas Golden Knights money line cashes. Plus 115 dog there. They continue to play well against Winnipeg. And this Golden Knights team playing well in general. Calgary Flames and St. Louis Blues. Jake Neighbors got a point. He scored a goal, and St. Louis won by 2 goals, 5-3. It was a bit close in this one at times, but St. Louis got the win we needed. Jake Neighbors got the point we needed. So a great game there. San Jose Sharks, Minnesota Wild. The over didn't get there. The Sharks only scored 1 goal. Kaprizov assisted on 2 goals to Boldy and Eck, but didn't score himself. So that was a bit unfortunate. Here in this one, I did give out the draw, which I added here in this game, luckily, because otherwise, not a good game. Over 6.5 loses, low scoring game. Adam Fox did not get an assist, and Nathan McKinnon did not score. So a rough night on the ice so far, at least. LA Kings, Kopitar did not get any points. The Kings struggle against the Oilers. That's just how it is. Evan Bouchard got his assist, so that was nice. My favorite prop of the night, Jamie Benn over half a point, plus 100. A nice winner there. He continues to get points on a nightly basis. Love the spot, him going back to his hometown province, and he didn't let us down, scoring a goal and getting an assist. So more than what we needed by Ben. This same game parlay that we continue to bet every single show continues to hit. Once again, a winner here, Forsberg, Yossi, and Nyquist all to get a point. in an Arizona in a Nashville game. So that was awesome. Nick Schmaltz got us an assist, so we won that. Josh Stone did not score; he got an assist, and I'm really, really hoping that we get to see Josh Stone point props very soon, because those will be plus money, and those I will definitely be hitting. Anytime goal is hard. It's not easy to score a goal, but he definitely had an impact still, even though not finding the back of the net. This game, we passed. The Kraken continue to own the Ducks. Past history matters. That's all I can say there. And the parlay of the day, a nice winner. Nice plus 202 winner to finish off the night. So that's always nice to cash the parlay of the day, especially when it's over plus 200. That's always nice. So an up and down day overall. But looking at the current standings here going into this Saturday slate, Boston Bruins in first with 99. Florida Panthers, despite losing in their last game, secured a playoff spot. 97 points, and they are in the playoffs. Toronto in third with 91. New York Rangers in the playoff spot with 102. Carolina in second with 99, also in a playoff spot. Philadelphia with 82 points. Tampa Bay with 87. Washington with 81. The Detroit Red Wings with 79. Islanders 2 points behind them with 77. The New Jersey Devils, who the last time I looked are currently leading Buffalo, could get within 3 points of a playoff spot if they win this game tonight. So the East is kind of close. Pittsburgh was 74. Buffalo Sabres was 73. Ottawa was 68. Montreal was 68. 10 points behind the Columbus Blue Jackets. In the West, Dallas clinched a playoff spot in first place with 101. Colorado with 98. Winnipeg with 94. And this was such a close division not too long ago. And now there's a 7 points difference. So that's what happens when a team goes on a slide like Winnipeg is, and then a team like Dallas continues to win games. Even in Vancouver, a team they've struggled against, the Stars go in there and cover the puck line in a win against Vancouver. Vancouver Canucks with 98 points, second in the West now, with Dallas pulling ahead of them. Edmonton with 92, Vegas Golden Knights with 88 points. Nashville with 90, LA Kings now with 87. St. Louis only 5 points behind the LA Kings. Minnesota was 79. Seattle was 73. Calgary was 71. Arizona was 67. And then the bottom three of the Western Conference. We will bring this game up after we go and talk to the chat, see what everyone is thinking about. Hi, bitches. Well, hello, Isex. Nice to see you. Jordan, how's it going? Good evening, Terry. Good evening, Crystal. Yeah, I'm doing the show and not watching the Blue Jays game. I turned it off. Just an awful one at bat for Chris Bassett that just completely derailed the game. So that's what happens when you throw a home run ball and bases loaded. That's what's going to happen. So unfortunate, but let's go draw in the Devil Sabres. Interesting. Laughing. Eyes. Jordan got the Jarvis goal. There we go. Hearts. LOL. Had Jarvis. Awesome. Neighbors and Reinhardt. +2. And Reinhardt ruined the parlay. That sucks. Vegas Golden Knights -5.5. Huge play against the Wild. Wow. There you go. Roman Yossi has been my favorite prop. He's handsome and consistent. Laughing. Crystal Craig Bonk. Banned. Sinking Bruins. Dallas too good. You wish. No, this isn't happening. So, well, I at least hope not. And I know me hoping the Blues don't lose. We'll get to that game in a bit. But we will start by talking about the very first game of the day, which is going to be a very interesting one. We've got the Detroit Red Wings fighting for their playoff lives, plus 190 to plus 205. Florida minus 225 to minus 250. Sixes right across the board in this one. Florida has been in trouble. They're just not playing well recently. Alex Lyon confirmed for Detroit. Nobody yet confirmed for Florida. How are these two teams doing recently? Detroit 3-3-1 in their last 7. Florida 1-5-1 in their last 7 games. Detroit's gone over 6.5 in 4 of their last 6. Florida's gone under 5.5 in 4 of their last 7. How do these two teams do against each other? Well, it is the second most. Actually, it's actually tied for the biggest one-sided streak on the slate. Florida 21-2-1 in the last 24 games against Detroit. For whatever reason, Detroit just cannot beat the Florida Panthers. They just struggle against the Florida Panthers. For the last 5 meetings, going under 5.5 in this game. And for me, 2 player props here. We're going back to Sam Reinhart, even though he didn't score in his last game, and we are going to be taking Carter Verhaeghe as well to score a goal in this game. Reason being, Reinhart, a goal in 4 of his last 8 games, a point in 7 of his last 9. Carter Verhaeghe has a goal in 3 of his last 4. So he's been scoring goals recently. Tkachuk has 4 shots on goal and a point in 5 of his last 9 games. Alexander Barkov, a point in 4 of his last 6. Shane Gostisbehere, a point in 13 of his last 18 for Detroit. Larkin, a point in 4 of his last 7. Raymond, a point in 6 of his last 9. Patrick Kane, a point in 7 of his last 8. Patrick Kane did not play in the Red Wings last game. I'm not sure on his status, but that's something to look at. Basically, for me, it's just these 2 props. Looking at the price, Detroit is very appealing here. Obviously, they're plus 200. They have something really to play for in this game, but they just absolutely struggle against this Florida Panthers team. And I know Florida's not playing well right now, but this is one of the perfect opponents for them to face based on how these teams have played against each other for a long, long time. So I could only look at Florida, but I can't take them with how they're playing currently. So I will take 2 of their hottest goal scorers recently to score a goal. Of course, none of my props are locked in yet. That's why you don't see odds beside them. Check the comment section of this video tomorrow, and I will have all my props that are officially bet with the odds that I bet them, as well as any additional props that I don't have on the screen. Because I'm sure there will be some that I get to tomorrow. Tuck assist money. There we go. That's what I wanted to hear. I guess Buffalo scored. Is that the case? The Jays game is noise in the background as I count for tomorrow. Yes, Reinhart anytime goal. He's scoring tomorrow. Yes, I hope so. And yes, Tuck did get an assist. Awesome. Pease money line, parlay, Tkachuk point, and Barkov point. Parlay. I like it. Yannick says the Wild sucks. Yannick, I'm surprised that you're watching. You commented yesterday how boring the show is. So if it's so boring, then you don't have to watch it. That's just how it is. Hi, Yannick. See Terry. Why the F do you troll, Yannick? Hey, he can troll all he wants. If he doesn't like the show, if it's boring, then he can just turn it off and not watch. Isaac's gonna sweat the Devils team total over 3.5, with Dodgers team total over 5.5. All right. Wahahaha. Red Wings team total under 2.5. I could see that. Honestly, I would want to see. Bobrovsky not play in this one. But I'm assuming they would go to him for that. So if I was looking at that team total under, I would prefer Bobrovsky not start, just with how he's been. Raymond is showing the dead sign. Yeah. Hey, free speech, Isaacs. LOL. Yes, LOL. But we will move on along to our second game of the day. We have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild. Vegas minus 118 to minus 122. Minnesota plus 100 to plus 105. 5.5s right across the board here in this game. No goaltenders confirmed for this one. It should be Logan Thompson against Marc-Andre Fleury in this one. And that's really interesting. Marc-Andre Fleury getting to face his former team in the Vegas Golden Knights. He will want to put on a good performance here. Logan Thompson has been very good for Vegas Golden Knights recently. Obviously, he beat Winnipeg. I was on Vegas there. And just looking at this game, Vegas looks a little bit. I try, as I said on previous shows, that I try not to let the odds kind of talk me off or on plays. But Vegas money line just looks too easy here. Minus 118, minus 120 with how they've been playing. Vegas has done well against Minnesota. Winning 6 of the last 8 meetings between the teams. Vegas 7-2-1 in their last 10, playing pretty well. Minnesota 2-1-2 in their last 5, so kind of all over the place. Ultimately, with this game here, I'm taking Pavel Dorofeyev anytime goal. Why am I taking him? Because he's going to be a nice plus price to score, being not one of the top well-known Vegas Golden Knights players, and he has a goal in 3 of his last 4 games. The kid has a ton of talent. This guy's going to be great for a long time. And he's playing very well with William Karlsson and Anthony Mantha. So looking at player props here, Jack Eichel, 3 shots on goal in 18 of his last 19 games. He shoots the puck every game. A point in 8 of his last 10. Shea Theodore didn't get an assist his last game. He's got one in 7 of his last 10, 13 of his last 18. Ivan Barbashev has a goal in 3 of his last 4. William Karlsson an assist in 3 games in a row. As I said, Pavel Dorofeyev a goal in 3 of his last 4. Anthony Mantha has an assist in 4 games in a row. For the Wild, Kaprizov a point in 10 of 11. Goal in 7 of 11. 4 more shots in 5 of his last 6. Reunited with Matt Boldy or Joel Eriksson, and the line looked pretty good. But it was against San Jose. Now they have to face Vegas here. And I could only take Vegas in this spot. It's Vegas or pass, and I'm choosing pass, but most likely I'm going to be going with props here. Why am I not overloading myself with Karlsson or Mantha or Barbashev or even Eichel? Because, like I said earlier, especially if it is Marc-Andre Fleury, he's going to want to have a really good game here. And I could see him putting on a good performance. So I could potentially see this game being lower scoring as well. I would lean with the under here. But crazy as it is to say, this is not one of my favorite games tomorrow. I think this game is going to be very close. Potentially look at the draw as well in this one. Naaman says pass. I agree. I think it's a prop game or pass. Vegas, money line. Okay. Vegas tears the Wild a new one. I could see it. And if you want to take Vegas puck line for better value, you could do that. Tough one. Yeah, I agree. Yannick says Vegas minus 8.5. Okay, so they're going to win by 9. All right. Petrangelo returns and Wild missing the key mofo. Who are they missing? Over 6.5. Disagree, but Wild at home, though, are different, especially when good teams in the building. Yeah, like I said, and that's one of the reasons why, too, we probably get this price with Vegas at minus 120 is the Wild, when they are at home, seem to be given a lot of respect, even in this up and down season where they haven't been consistent. Also, a revenge game after a Wild embarrassing Vegas at home. Okay, I can see that. Fleury gets stiffed. All right. Foligno day to day. Yes, Foligno. He is day to day. He's not soft. He'll play. Yeah, he didn't play against San Jose. He's dealing with something. He's dealing with something. So I'm hearing things that maybe Foligno gets shut down for the season. The Wild know. I think the Wild coaching staff of Bill Guerin, they know what I've accepted for the last week or so is that the Wild are done. Um, Even if the Wild win this game, they're still done. I'm still drunk. LOL. Well, there you go. Nice X. There you go. But we will go on along to our third game of the slate between the Anaheim Ducks and the Edmonton Oilers here in this one. Anaheim plus 400 to plus 444. The Edmonton Oilers minus 490 to minus 575 in this game. 6.5s right across the board. If you want the puck line, you're going to need to take Edmonton minus 2.5, which is minus 110 to plus 100. Here, no confirmed goaltenders for this game. How are these teams doing recently? Anaheim's lost 10 of their last 11 and just not playing well. They're one of those teams that have nothing to play for here and are just skating for exercise. 5 unders, 3 games finished with 6 goals. So 8 games in a row under 6.5 for Anaheim. Edmonton 4-2-1 in their last 7, 5 of their last 8 games going over 6.5. Edmonton has won 9 of the last 10 games between these teams, covering the minus 1.5 puck line in 8 of the last 9. They kick Anaheim's butt, basically. In the last 12 meetings, 10 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. So Edmonton faces Anaheim, they score a bunch of goals, and usually win by at least 2. But we can't take the puck line minus 1.5 here. You would have to go with minus 2.5. And the reason I'm not doing that is Edmonton coming into this game, they don't need to win this game by 3. If they're up by 2, they're not going to be pushing themselves to go more, because they don't need to. Edmonton wins this game. That helps move them up the standings. That's all they need to do is win this game. So they don't need to win this game by 3 or more, but we, betting the spread, would need them to do that. So for me in this game, Evan Bouchard over half an assist. We've been betting this show after show as it's been cashing. Now it might be pricey. Minus 105 in the last game. Now here we could see it minus 125, minus 130. If it is minus 135 or minus 140, I'm not betting it. So just to say that, I want it minus 125 or better. Do we get that? We'll have to see tomorrow. Also, Zach Hyman anytime goal. He's starting to heat up again in the goal scoring department. We'll look at that here. Frank Toronto got, I believe, 7 shots in his last game. 5 or more shots in 8 of his last 10. Connor McDavid an assist in 21 of his last 23. Draisaitl a point in 12 of 14. Evan Bouchard an assist in 8 of his last 9 games. Zach Hyman a goal in 5 of his last 8 games. And another prop that we could be looking at if there is any props for him. Matthias Ekholm has an assist in 5 of his last 6 games. So if he is available for an assist, it's likely going to be plus money, even against this Ducks team. So that's a prop I'm going to be looking at. It's not on the screen because I'm not sure if it's going to be available or not. But Matthias Ekholm assist, if it is available, you will see it in the comment section of this video tomorrow when I add in the rest of my plays here. Wild sucks. Yes, you've already said that. Congratulations. Ducks money line, 100 units. Yikes. Hyman anytime goal. I agree. Kaprizov is one of the best players in the league, Yannick. Yes, he's a very good player. He is a superstar, even if people don't think he is. Some people. Oilers minus 2.5. They will destroy the Ducks if they want to. Yes, if they want to. The Oilers players will want to pad the stats, and they can versus team. Hopefully. McDavid 2 points, Hyman 2 points, try to sell 2 points. That's a good look. Oilers team total over 3.5. Not sure what that's priced at, but it's probably not very good. with the Oilers being minus 475 favorites. I would assume that's not priced very well, but maybe we'll take a quick look and see here if they have any listed. Edmonton team total over 4.5 is plus 114. So 3.5 is probably like minus 140 or something. So pass on that for me, but probably a good parlay piece if you wanted to go that route. The Toronto shot prop again, thing catches every night for the garbage team. Yeah, he's one of the only players that continues to play well, despite the team going absolutely nowhere yet again. Sorry to Anaheim fans. I know Kevin that watches the show is an Anaheim fan, but he's accepted that his team is not good right now. But when you are a bad team for years and years and years, they are building up a ton of draft capital. And we'll see if they can turn that into a superstar team in a few years. But moving on along to our next one here, we've got the New York Rangers, Arizona Coyotes. Rangers minus 192 to minus 210. Arizona plus 158 to plus 170. Sixes, 5.5s available as well. The Arizona Coyotes did it. They finally ended Nashville's point streak. And that's a big win for this Arizona team. How are these two teams doing recently? The Rangers 9-2 in their last 11, playing pretty well. 6 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Arizona 5-2 in their last 7, so they don't have anything to play for, but they're scoring goals right now, and they're just playing pretty good hockey. 3 overs, 4 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. The Rangers 14, 1-2 in the last 17 meetings. So the Rangers have not been a team that Arizona likes to face at all. 6 of the last 7 meetings going under 5.5. So we have seen some lower scoring games between these two teams. Nick Schmaltz assists. We continue to cash with that. I'll be betting it here. Josh Stone anytime goal for a half unit, unless his point prop is available. But I'm assuming that odds makers aren't focusing in on a new Arizona Coyotes player, especially with baseball back and Sweet 16 and basketball. So I would not expect to see Doan's point prop. But if it's there, I'll bet it. If not, I will take him for a goal again because Arizona's scoring a lot of goals right now. And because they're facing the Rangers, we'll get another good price with Doan. Might get to Keller too. We'll see what his priced at. As I said earlier, check the comment section of this video tomorrow to see what else I add. Isaacs is putting 100 units on the Ducks. I don't believe it. Yeah, obviously not. He's not laughing. He did say he's drunk, so that would explain that comment. 18 more minutes for the Devils and Sabres. Owen likes Rangers and Reg. All right. First period over 1.5, says Raymond. All right. Yotes and Reg bitches, says Drunk Ice X. Over 6.5. I can see that. Breadman 2 points. Trocheck 2 points. Always a good look. Is this a spot to take the Yotes? I don't know. The Yotes are playing well, but this Rangers team is playing well. The Rangers did just beat Colorado, so this could be a little letdown spot for them, potentially. This is another game where I don't have a side because I don't want to bet Rangers off that win against Colorado facing this Arizona team that's playing well. But this Arizona team that's playing well just has not been able to beat the Rangers. So ultimately, no side here for me in this one. 3 sides. That's all I've got for Saturday slate. We will move on along, unless you consider a draw to be a side. Then I've got 4. But moving on along, we've got the Nashville Predators plus 145 to plus 155. Colorado minus 175 to minus 177. 6s and 6.5s available here in this game. Nashville 16, 1-2 in their last 19 games. Colorado 11, 2-1 in their last 15. Nashville 3 of their last 6 under, 3 of their last 6 over. So kind of all over the place with the total. Colorado, 5 of their last 8 games going over 6.5. 5 of their last 9 going to overtime. Colorado 8-2 against in the last 10 against Nashville. However, Nashville has won both meetings this year, but both were in Nashville. 5 overs, 2 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals between these teams. And I just realized that I forgot to mention player props, other player props here. And how can I do that? Because there's so many here. Alexis Lafreniere, 1.6 of his last 8. Artemi Panarin, 1.16 of his last 20. Vincent Trocheck, 1.17 of his last 21. Mika Zibanejad, 1.6 of his last 8. A goal and 4 of his last 7. Chris Kreider, 1.8 of his last 12. Adam Fox, 1.12 of his last 15. An assist in 7 of his last 8. Clayton Keller, a goal in 7 of his last 9. That's why I'm most likely going to be adding him. Schmaltz, an assist in 9 of his last 11. Nick Bjugstad, 0.7 of his last 8. I probably should add him as well. But don't want to go too heavy with the odds props against the Rangers here. Dylan Guenther, 0.7 of his last 9. Josh Doan, a goal in 1 of his last 2. To this game, I'm taking the draw. Plus 380 here. This Colorado team has been playing a lot of close games recently. And this Nashville team has been also getting points game after game after game, coming off that bad game against Arizona. Now they have the Colorado Avalanche, not a team they're going to take lightly. It will be a team they get up for. So I am on the draw, plus 380. And then, of course, I'll be on the same game parlay again because I've cashed on it show after show after show. So I'm not jumping off until it eventually loses, especially because it's going to be it was plus 200 last game. I would expect plus 250 to plus 275, something like that here. So we should get another great price. 3 sides and I missed them all. What were the sides? Have I even got to one yet? Nope, I haven't. The 3 sides we have not discussed yet. So don't worry. They are coming soon. Avs and Reg. All right. Avs money line. Parlay. McKinnon Hattie. Okay. McKinnon Hattie incoming. Well, there you go. He didn't get a point. His point streak ended. There was some, I don't want to say controversy, but the Colorado sportscasters were complaining that because it was ruled an own goal by the Avalanche, that McKinnon didn't get a point that he would have got. And yeah, they argued that it wasn't an own goal, but it is what it is. I don't think that's going to really affect this one here. LOL, XD, LOL. Angry Avs. That is true. That is true, but I still don't think they come out here and smash Nashville. But if they do, then it happens. We'll just have to move on. Here. Roman Josi, a point in 14 of his last 16. Philip Forsberg, a point in 15 of his last 16. Gustav Nyquist, a point in 13 of his last 16. Nathan McKinnon, a point in 19 of his last 20. 4 more shots on goal in 20 of his last 24. And a goal in 10 of his last 14. Mikko Rantanen, an assist in 13 of his last 17. Cale Makar, an assist in 11 of his last 15. Valery Nichushkin did not play in his last game. Might be dealing with some kind of injury. 0.6 of his last 9 and a goal in 6 of his last 10. Even if he does play, he's likely dealing with something, so I won't be getting involved with any props with him in this game. But we will move on along to the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Buffalo Sabres. Of course, Buffalo playing right now, and they will play again tomorrow, facing the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto minus 144 to minus 162. Buffalo plus 120 to plus 136. 6.5s right across the board in this one. Toronto 3-1 in their last 7 games. 6 of their last 8 going over 6.5. Buffalo 5-4 in their last 9, not including tonight's game. 4 of their last 7 going under 5.5. Buffalo 6-2-1 in the last 9 against the Leafs. For some reason, this Buffalo team plays pretty well. against the Leafs. 10 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. The 1 under was the last time these two teams faced. So they had been on a heavy over streak that did come to an end in their last meeting. Ilya Samsonov confirmed for Toronto, and most likely it will be Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen for Buffalo in this one. And no single plays yet. No single plays yet for me. I'm going to take a look at props here in this game tomorrow. Wanted to see what happened with Alex Tuch. Obviously, we cashed on his assist prop again. He now has one in 8 games in a row. 7 games in a row. So hoping to make it 8 here in this game. Obviously, we'll go back to him for an assist. So that will be one of the plays here. We'll see about other ones, but might just be Tuch assist here in this game. I do lean with the over, but not enough to pull the trigger on it here in this one. Leafs and reg. All right. Sabres money line. All right. Sabres will win now because of Raymond. Raymond laughs. Loser. I usually don't take the Leafs, but tomorrow is a beautiful spot. There you go. Ice X laughing with his tongue out. I'll be on the Leafs -1.5, Raymond. Matthews Hattie and Ice X Nice. Yeah. Best of luck to both of you. I will not be involved in the side in that game. Moving on along to our next one, we've got the Boston Bruins and the Washington Capitals. Boston -161 to -166. Washington +140 to +142, 5.5s right across the board here in this game. And I messed up again. Go back here. Austin Matthews, a point in 6 games in a row, 4 shots on goal in 7 games in a row, 7 shots on goal in 3 games in a row. So Matthews is shooting the puck right now. Tyler Bertuzzi, which is likely going to be the goal scoring prop I add for Toronto, if I do add one, has a goal in 5 of his last 7. Nylander's got a goal in 6 of his last 8. Domi's got an assist in 3 of his last 5. And Bobby McMahon, a goal in 3 of his last 5. So players playing pretty well for Toronto. And then obviously I mentioned Alex Tuch an assist in 6 and now 7 games in a row. Tage Thompson has a point in 8 of his last 10. 3 shots on goal in 17 of his last 20, not including the result from tonight's game. So could look at Thompson and Tuch for Buffalo, and then either of the top 2 lines for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Back to this game here. How are these two teams doing recently? Boston 4-4 in their last 8. 3 of their last 5 going over 6.5. Washington 6-2 in their last 8. 4 of their last 6 going over 6.5. Washington 3-2 in the last 5 games between these teams. 4 overs, 2 unders, 1 game. Finished with 6 goals between these two teams. And another game where I don't have any single plays yet in this one. Looking at player props, Pasternak's got a point 10 of his last 15. Zacha a point 10 of his last 12. Marchand a point in 7 of his last 12. DeBrusk a point in 8 of his last 12. Ovechkin, back-to-back games with no goal. Goal in 5 of his last 7. McMichael, a point 7 of his last 9. Dylan Strome, an assist in 4 of his last 6. So the 3 really good players for Washington gone cold the last couple games. So I'm going to stay off them here. And of course, we all know what that means. There'll be a bunch of Washington goals. Obviously, Washington needs this more than Boston. I would lean with the Caps at +140, but not enough to pull the trigger on it here in this one. But I do lean with Washington. Caps -2.5. Wow. Okay. Sabres tied at 2-2. Yeah, that's when we got the Tuch point. Joke. I'll stay to my 5 plays, but Bruins -1.5, not a play for me. All right. Robert, are you sleeping? Past anytime goal. I can see that. Sup, wild dudes. How's it going, Olaf? Caps +145 at home, maybe. Yeah. if I had to get to a side, it would be the Caps here in this game. They have won 3 of their last 5 against Boston. Into this game here, and we've got the New York Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning here. Semyon Varlamov confirmed to start again for the New York Islanders. Was involved in the win against the Florida Panthers, so now he's going to start once again. Back-to-back games here for the Islanders. Nobody announced for Tampa Bay. Tampa does not play Sunday, so we should all expect Andrei Vasilevsky here. Islanders 2-6-1 in their last 9 games, 4 of their last 7 going over 6.5. Tampa Bay 7-0-1 in their last 8 games, 7 of their last 10 going over 6.5. Tampa Bay 7-2 in the last 9 games between these teams, 4 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Looking at this one here, the Islanders, as I said, they've lost 7 of their last 9 games. 8 of their last 9 losses have been by multiple goals, at least 2. And 7 of their last 9 losses have been by 3 or more goals. Big reason being Patrick Waugh has no issues with pulling the goalie with 4 minutes left if he's down by a goal or down by 2 goals. So if Tampa Bay is up in this game, if they're winning in the third period, they're likely going to cover the puck line here, unless the Islanders somehow tie it. Tampa Bay 7-0-1 in their last 8 games, as I said. They've won 6 of their last 7 games that they've won have been by multiple goals. Tampa has dominated the Islanders in recent years. So you guys can probably guess here. I'm on Tampa Bay puck line plus 165 for the nice plus price. And then Braden Point anytime goal. He continues to be hot for the Tampa Bay Lightning. For the Islanders, Bo Horvat, 1.4 of his last 7. Brock Nelson, 1.3 of his last 6. Nobody's really consistent for the Islanders right now. Braden Point, 1.15 of his last 17, a goal in 6 of his last 7 games. We're betting him. And also 12 of his last 16. Victor Hedman, an assist in 7 of his last 8. Kucherov, a point in 24 of his last 26 games. 13 of his last 15. He has an assist. Stamkos, a point, 8 of his last 10. Anthony Duclair, a point, 10 of his last 12. A goal in 8 of his last 12. Duclair starting to go cold here. But Braden Point is still red hot in this game. We will go up here. 10 more minutes to catch the draw in Sabres Devils. Good luck, good luck. Bolts puck line. I like it. Isles hockey doesn't make sense, remember? Isles minus 2.5. Nah, they just came off their win against Florida. That's good enough for them. I know for a fact if I take Lightning, they're losing, so I'm just going to stick with first period over 1.5. All right, there you go. Barzal, 2 points. Horvat point parlay. I like it. Give me the Duke, half a point or anytime goal. Duclair. All right. Good luck. I'm not taking him, so he'll probably score. So once I stop taking somebody because they don't score for a couple games, that's when they score again. Take Isles plus 1.5. Don't want nothing to do with Isles either. Loser, he wants you to help us get the puck line. But I don't think we'll need much help here, I'll be honest. First period over 1.5, minus 120. You love it? Best of luck. I don't bet first periods, but we have seen high-scoring games between these teams, so it would not surprise me to see a high-scoring start. Going on along to our next one here, Pittsburgh Penguins, minus 170 to minus 175. Columbus, plus 142 to plus 150. 6.5s right across the board in this one. How are these two teams doing recently and against each other? Pittsburgh 4-6-2 in their last 12 games. 5 overs, 2 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Columbus 1-7-2 in their last 10. 4 overs, 1 under, 2 games finished with 6 goals. And as I said earlier, Pittsburgh, Florida's 21-2-1 against Detroit, and Pittsburgh's 21-2-1 against Columbus. So two teams absolutely dominate their division rivals. 5 of the last 8 games going over 6.5. Of course, these two teams just faced each other in Pittsburgh, a 3-2 win for the Pittsburgh Penguins in that one. And going back to the same game parlay that we just cashed on. Brian Rust over half a point, Sidney Crosby over half an assist. Not sure on the odds. I will put it in the comment section of this video tomorrow morning when I bet it. But Sidney Crosby on an assist streak, Brian Rust on a point streak here. Crosby, an assist in 7 of his last 8 games. Brian Rust, a goal in 5 of his last 8. I think a point in 6 of his last 8. Bunting, a point in 5 of his last 7. Johnny Gaudreau, an assist in 5 of his last 9. Zach Werenski, 3 shots a goal in 7 of his last 9, and an assist in 5 of his last 7 for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Pass. Hey, nothing wrong with passing. Crosby over 2.5 points. All right. 2 bums. Yeah, I agree. Not a team I couldn't bet a team to win, and that's exactly what Robert's doing. Penn's money line is a parlay piece. They should absolutely win. They own Columbus, but I could see an upset happening. I could see the streak ending. So, not getting involved with either of these teams except for the same game parlay here in this one. But moving on along to the next one, lots of games on this slate. As I said, 15 games for Saturday. Chicago plus 200 to plus 210. Philadelphia minus 245 to minus 250. Sixes right across the board. How are these two teams doing recently? Chicago 5-4 in their last 9. 5 of their last 9 going over 6.5. Philly 3-5-2 in their last 10. 4 of their last 5 going under 5.5. Philly 8-2 in the last 10 meetings. 3 of the last 4 going under 5.5. Pass. Easy pass here. Yes, the Flyers need to continue to win, to continue to make the playoffs. The Flyers have done very well against Chicago, but to bet the Flyers, I would have to take the puck line. And as I've said a million times, I don't bet Flyers games. If I bet the Flyers puck line, they'll either win by 1 or Chicago will win. So I am not touching this game whatsoever here. Player props. Bedard has 3 shots on goal in 8 of his last 10, an assist in 6 of his last 9. Khrushchev has an assist in 6 of his last 9. Konechny, point and 3 shots on goal in 14 of his last 18. Owen Tippett, a point in 8 of his last 9. Morgan Frost, a point in 7 of his last 9. Easy pass here in this game. Bedard assist. All right. Flyers minus 3.5 all day. Best of luck. Soderblom, is he starting? Well, there you go. There you go. 6 more minutes to cash the draw. The stressful time is coming for a draw. The last minute or 2 is when it's really stressful, usually. Flyers whole team to get a point parlay. Okay. Arvid Soderblom confirmed. Flyers by 6. I had not seen him confirmed earlier when I checked. That's why I didn't even mention goalies in this game, because I did check before and did not see anything. I don't see anything still. It says Peter Mrazek unconfirmed, Samuel Ersson unconfirmed. So who's in net? Not confirmed yet. Okay. Yeah. If you're betting the Flyers, I'd want to know who's in net, but Peter Mrazek hasn't been all that good lately either. So pass. Both power play units to get a power play point. Interesting. I know the Flyers don't have the best power play, so that's an interesting bet. But we will move on along to our next game. 5 games left. We've got the Ottawa Senators heading to Winnipeg to face the Jets. Ottawa plus 150 to plus 168. Winnipeg minus 185 to minus 193. Sixes right across the board in this one. Looking at how these teams are doing recently, Ottawa 7-3 in their last 10. They're winning games recently. right down the stretch when they're already out of it, that's when they seem to play well. But this team just struggles at the beginning of seasons, and then they go on a run late for some reason. 7 of their last 8 games over 6.5. Winnipeg 0-4-1 in their last 5. They're just in a funk right now, kind of like Florida. 3 overs, 3 unders, 3 games finished with 6 goals. They're all over the place with the total. Winnipeg's won the last 4 meetings between these teams. 2 overs, 1 under, 3 games finished with 6 goals. So we could potentially see a push here when it comes to the total. This game is also a pass. I believe Ottawa has not won a road game against a Western Conference team all season long. I know that they at least hadn't. I haven't checked if that streak is still going, but I know that they had been they had have lost previously to every single Western team they faced on the road. So for some reason they have trouble when they go on Western road trips. But in this game, I'd have to take the Jets on the puck line at minus 185. Maybe look at in regulation, but I just can't trust this Jets team right now. So this game is a pass. Brady Tkachuk at least a point in 6 of his last 8, 5 shots in goal in 7 of his last 12. Drake Batherson a goal in 3 of his last 4 games. Shane Pinto a point in 3 of his last 6. Nikolai Ehlers a point in 6 of his last 8. Kyle Connor 3 shots in goal in 10 of his last 13. Mark Scheifele a point in 10 of his last 14. No real player props that are consistent enough for me, so that's why this game is one of my passes. Pass. I agree. Sens money line fade the Jets. Maybe. Wow, Sabres goal. Tage Hattie. Bang. There you go. Yeah, Tage Thompson get a hat trick. You won. That's big for the Sabres. That is big for the Sabres. Not good for the Devils, who I said had they won this game, well, they still could. There's still time, but to tie it up. But they would have been 3 points out, and now that could be in danger. Our next game, Carolina Hurricanes, Montreal Canadiens. Carolina minus 250 to minus 258. Montreal plus 200 to plus 220. 6s right across the board in this one here. How are these two teams doing recently? Carolina 10-2-1 in their last 12. 5 of their last 8 games going under 5.5. Montreal 4-2-2 in their last 8. 1 over, 5 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Canadiens have been involved in very low scoring games recently. Carolina 16-1-1 in the last 18 games between these two teams. Montreal does not enjoy facing the Carolina Hurricanes. 3 of the last 5 meetings going over 6.5. Can probably guess both of these plays. If I had to ask the chat, what 2 plays am I on in this game? I think most people would be able to get them. Uri Slafkovsky continues to get a point. We are going to continue to bet him. Being that Montreal is a pretty decent dog here in this game, Slafkovsky point was minus 105 in his last game. I'm willing to bet that we probably get it at plus money here. So I'll take Slafkovsky. And then, yes, I'm going to go back to Seth Jarvis here. Anytime goal. I don't know if this is a super high scoring game, so I'm going to leave it at these 2 props. Even though there are players playing well. Other players, Martin Atris, at least 3 shots on goal in 16 of his last 19. Sebastian Aho, a point in 11 of his last 14. Jake Gensel, a point in 7 of his last 9. Seth Jarvis, who we're going back to, a goal in 8 of his last 11. Uri Slafkovsky, a point in 9 games in a row. Nick Suzuki, a point in 6 of his last 7, and a goal in 4 of his last 5. So depending on the price for Suzuki, I may add him as well. Maybe what I'll do is add him anytime goal for a half unit. So at least I've got it, but a smaller play because I don't want to go crazy on Montreal goal props here against the Canes. Please, Demons. Yeah. Jarvis anytime goal. Yes, let's get it. Canes I don't know why my mouse is doing that. Kings -1.5, Rangers -1.5, Avs -1.5, Bolts -1.5 plus 2,885. Best of luck. Canes first line point parlay. Best of luck. We will go on along to the next game. Here, just 1 second. I apologize. I wasn't feeling very well there for a second. I'm not feeling the best right now. San Jose plus 268 to plus 275. St. Louis minus 315 to minus 340. Sixes right across the board here in this game. How are these two teams doing recently? San Jose 1-15-3 in their last 19 games. They've won 1 of their last 19 games, which is just crazy. 5 overs, 2 unders, 1 game, finished with 6 goals. St. Louis 7-1-1 in their last 9. 4 of their last 5 games going over 6.5. St. Louis scoring some goals. 3 of their last 4 games, they've scored at least 5. So the Blues offense is going right now. St. Louis 8-1 in the last 9 games between these teams. 2 overs, no unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. Here, between these two, San Jose has lost 7 of their last 8 games by multiple goals. And St. Louis need this game. If they are going to have any shot at the playoffs, they absolutely cannot lose this game. And I don't think they do. I think they win this game. I think they do what most teams have done against San Jose recently, and that is win by multiple goals. So we'll take the Blues minus 118 on the puck line. And hopefully we'll get Neighbors Point at a decent price. He is at home against the Sharks. But plus 114 in his last game. I think we should at least be able to get minus 120, minus 125, hopefully, for this. But we will have to see what happens. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Won't you be my neighbor? Jake Neighbors, anytime goal. I may go with the goal prop if the point prop is really awful, but I think it should be fine. Sharks money line. I certainly hope not. The Sharks, as I said, St. Louis 8-1 in the last 9 meetings. The one loss was this year when the Sharks beat St. Louis 5-1 in San Jose. So this is a revenge game. St. Louis playing their best hockey of the season. The Sharks did have a few times this season where they put on a couple game win streaks or played somewhat decently. And that's why they're not competing for the worst overall record in NHL history, is because they have had a few decent spots. But they've lost 18 of their last 19 games. I could not put my money on them in any circumstance right now, especially against a team that has dominated them, trying to make the playoffs, and they've won 7 of their last 9. Looking at player props here in this one, Mikael Granlund, a 0.7 of his last 8 games for the Sharks. Jake Neighbors, a 0.7 of his last 8. Jordan Kyrou, a point in 4 games in a row. Brandon Saad has a goal in 4 games in a row, and Braden Shen, a point in 6 of his last 7. Blues players are playing well, and that's why the Blues have been scoring a ton of goals recently for the Blues. Wow, the Devils suck. Sabres 4-2. Well, there goes the Devils' playoff hopes. And that will probably get Sabres fans' hopes up, but trust me, don't. I took the wrong team total over 3.5. Shake my head. I'm sorry, man. That sucks. But I couldn't get to a side or total in that one. Being more selective. Now the baseball is back, I can be a bit more selective here. LA Kings and Calgary Flames. LA minus 144 to minus 150. Calgary minus or plus 120 to plus 133. 5.5s right across the board in this one here. How are these two teams doing recently? LA 5-2 in their last 7. coming off a loss to Edmonton. 2 overs, 7 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. Calgary's lost 8 of their last 10. 5 overs, 3 unders, 1 game finished with 6 goals. LA 3-2 in the last 5 between the teams. 4 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. I would expect the LA Kings to win this game. Minus 144 out of my price range, so I'd have to go with in regulation or on the puck line, which I'm just not comfortable with doing here. I did when I did my prediction video about the Wild potentially having a chance to make the playoffs. I did have the Kings missing. This Kings team is kind of like the Flyers of the West, where I don't really do too well with the Kings. So they need to win this game. Maybe take them as a parlay piece. Take the money line as a parlay piece. So if something crazy happens and this game does go to overtime and they win, you don't lose on a regulation bet. But I could see this game. I could see the Kings winning by margin here as well. But just not getting involved here in this game. Looking at player props, Adrian Kempe a point, 7 of his last 9 and assists and 5 of his last 7. Anze Kopitar at least 2 points and 5 of his last 7. Pierre-Luc Dubois an assist and 5 of his last 7. And Mackenzie Weegar, he's got a point in 4 of his last 6 games for the Calgary Flames. Nobody's really consistent for Calgary right now. They know where they're going this year. Just locked in Merrill Kelly over 6.5 strikeouts plus 600 plus 100. I like that. We'll talk about it on the baseball show, but what a heartbreaker. 8 strikeouts when I needed 8.5 earlier. That's a heartbreaker when you bet strikeout props. Devils suck ass. Yeah, both teams are just not good. Kings money line, Kempe point, Kopitar point parlay. I could see that. If you wanted to back the Kings, that's what I would do. Kopitar goal. Okay. Flames on holiday. Basically, yeah. I was on that too, Terry. Yeah, I know. I gave it on my show and only 8 strikeouts. But hey, it's gonna happen. Can't win them all. But moving on along to our final game of the night, we've got the Dallas Stars and Seattle Kraken. Dallas minus 159 and minus 175. Seattle plus 145 to plus 151. 6s right across the board in this game. How are these two teams doing recently? Dallas 11-2 in their last 13. They are turning it on right at the right time. 4 overs, 2 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. The Kraken 2-6-2 in their last 10. Both their wins, their last 2 games against Anaheim, team they've done very well against. 1 over, 5 unders, 2 games finished with 6 goals. Dallas has won 4 of the last 5 between these teams. 9 overs, 1 under, 1 game finished with 6 goals. So we usually do see quite a bit of goals when these two teams face each other. Dallas's last 8 wins have all been by multiple goals, including their game they just won against Vancouver 3-1. They've been winning by multiple goals. Seattle, yes, they've won 2 in a row, but it was against Anaheim, like I said, a team that they've dominated. Give me the Stars on the puck line, plus 155 to continue on taking care of business. And Jamie Benn over half a point, as long as it's still within a decent price range. We will be betting him to get a point. And why are we doing that? Well, because he's got a point in 12 of his last 13 games. Playing the best hockey of his career, I think, or at least quite a few years. Robertson a point, 12 of his last 14, an assist in 8 of his last 11. Wyatt Johnston a point, 6 of his last 9, a goal, and 5 of his last 9. Jarrett McCann, 3 shots on goal, 7 games in a row, an assist in 3 of his last 4. And Matty Beniers, back-to-back games with a goal for the Seattle Kraken. 2024 Stanley Cup champions, Dallas and Reg. Not ready to go there, but okay. Wyatt, anytime goal. I like it. Watch Stars and Crack go to overtime. I hope not. Nope. Yep. Stars money line, Avs money line, Canes money line, Panthers money line, plus 400. All right, best of luck. Terry's on the Stars minus 1.5. Yeah, I am. IceX join. Those are the 4 best teams in the NHL. Good job, Robert. That was hard. Laughing face. Hey, sometimes with the best teams in the NHL, that's what you got to do is parlay their money line together because their prices for them to win are just ridiculous. You can't bet those singly unless you bet minus 170, minus 180, minus 200 single, and that's just not something I do at all. Rest in peace, Stars. Kraken suck, that's why. Yeah, I agree. Nope, he's on the right side, and nope. So disagreement in the chat about this game, which is all good. But we'll go to the parlay of the day. Of course, no odds for the parlay of the day yet, but of course we have Jamie Benn in the parlay of the day. How can I not? And even though we have been cashing on Ben and Forsberg, and hey, if you want to bet Ben and Forsberg, we've been cashing on it. But Nashville facing Colorado might be tougher to get a point there, but still, I think Forsberg should be good there. Going to go with Braden Point, over half a point here against the Islanders, hoping it's not 1.5 points. If it is 1.5 points and you don't have a book that you can just parlay point just for a point, then put Forsberg in with Jamie Benn. That's what I would do for the parlay of the day. But that is the show. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Joey Decord is bad. No, he was actually very decent earlier on in the year. The Kraken just kind of fell apart. As soon as Grubauer came back, things went off for Decord when that happened. Connor Matthews plus 102 to get a fight? To fight? Or Connor Matthews plus 102 fight? Interesting. Yeah, I have no odds on players. Yeah, there's no odds now. It won't be until in the morning. Kings and Rag, Leafs and Rag, Dallas and Rag, my place for tomorrow. All right, best of luck. Go Sabres, TNT 4 goals. Hey, good win by the Sabres, Tim. They came back and I got my Tuck assist, which is all I wanted. Good show, Terry. Thanks, Timothy. 3-team parlay, props, Neighbor, Reinhardt, and Hyman. I like it. I do. 3 props, not team. Yeah, no worries. Best luck to everyone today or tomorrow on your bets. If you want my premium plays in baseball, go and get them on the site. Link is in the description below. Check the comment section of the video tomorrow for my updated list of props. And then the spreadsheet in the description below if you want the stats. No show for Sunday for NHL. There's one game, so no show, and then likely no baseball show either. I'm going to take Sunday off. So tune in tomorrow for the baseball show. And yeah, good luck, guys. Agreed. Sabres money line tomorrow, Tim. Hey, if you're asking Tim that, you know what you're probably going to hear. Sabres get bent over tomorrow. We will see. We will see. Best of luck to everyone on your bets for the 15-game Saturday slate. And we will see you on the MLB show. If you like MLB, we'll see you on the MLB show tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys.